Greetings, programs. Welcome back to ArcNeo Reviews. Welcome to the last video of Rodimus Prime Week, Hot Rod Week, whatever I ended up calling this. You know I can never actually keep track of these things while I'm recording. Yeah, today we're going to look at a really cool figure, actually. And it's a weird one, but in my opinion at least, it's really, really cool. Power of the Primes, evolving Rodimus. It's another one of those big digivolving leaders like I looked at a long time ago. So, yeah, right off the bat, thing to know about this figure, it's not perfect, but it's also it's a four-changer. So, considering that it's a four-changer, and it's a combiner, technically, combines with itself, but it's still a combiner, yeah, this thing is pretty freaking great. So, obviously, starting off here in Space Winnebago mode, it is a Space Winnebago. It's Power of the Primes figure, so it's got the chrome stickers that are just slowly peeling themselves off. I will say, if nothing else, I like that it doesn't have a lot of stickers. I guess you can get the Repro label stickers to replace these, and they will hold up quite a bit better. Somewhat obvious hands in the front here. I'll say right now, my 2 cents, fold them like this. That makes them look slightly less like hands in this mode. And obviously you have a big old gap here, you know, going down the side. It's not perfect. It doesn't need to be. It's still doing a lot. I think it's still really cool. Obviously, got weapon storage back here. He's got 2 rifles that very, very obviously are supposed to peg together to become one big rifle. So, there's that. We'll get that out of the way for now, give it back to him in Rodimus mode. And, while we've got him like this, let's go ahead and see if I can even fit this, fit both of these on screen here. Yeah, this guy is, substantially smaller than the Commander class figure, which I mean I would hope so, but yeah, here you can see just how much smaller he is in the full mode. Let's go ahead and get Rodimus himself off here. Do some standalone vehicle comparisons, but worth mentioning, there is actually a tiny bit of conversion for this guy to get him into, you know, hot rod standalone car mode. Not much. Just go ahead and come over here. There's a little hook right here that is going into the back of this smoke pipe, or smokestack, I guess is the word. So just go ahead, unhook it, and then fold this up. Same thing on this side. Unhook it, fold it up. Then, again, there's little hooks here going into the back of these pipes. Just unhook those. Go ahead and bring this out, and there's a little tab right here that's slotting in there. Go ahead and just bring this all the way back, and when you bring these back, there's a slot here that will tab in over here. So we've actually done our first step of getting ready to turn this into Rodimus. And then you have a tab sticking out from this spoiler that's pegging in right there behind the windshield, as well as 2 little tabs that stick out right here and are pegging into the obvious back of knees. So let's go ahead and unpeg that one, pull this forward, bring it in really quick so you can see those tabs there. Get this out of the way. And then just go ahead and bring these out on this double hinge. Tab there that will, actually never mind, that tab does nothing. But this will slot in right here. Forgot. That's for when they're forward. So, yeah, here you have his standalone car mode. This is technically Hot Rod, while this is still Rodimus, but you can see, yeah, roughly the same size in terms of length. This guy is substantially taller. He also weighs like 3 times as much. It has a noticeably far more involved transformation. But since this is technically Hot Rod and not Rodimus, we'll bring in our Hot Rods to do a comparison with as well, so you can see how all this works out. And yeah, once again, this guy he's not quite as vibrant a red as Titan's Return is, but still way more red than the magenta-ish. It's not quite magenta, but it's almost magenta of the Studio Series figure. So, let's go ahead and get this guy transformed. Okay, so we've got quite a bit to do here, as well as not as much as you would think. We're going to start off with his Hot Rod mode, in which case we're going to come back here and fold these pipes back up like they were in the Rodimus mode. Come back here, and this is something that I'm shocked I still hear people complaining about. There is like so much outcry over how you have to flex the plastic to do this part of the transformation. You don't flex any plastic if you do this right. So each leg is actually pegged on the inside here, as well as this tab back here. Let's go ahead and grab the leg and give it a little twist. They'll pop right out. No plastic flex. I like, this is one of those things that I'm shocked I am bothering to say. Like, this figure came out like 3-4 years ago or something, almost 5 years now, I think. I can't remember. Like, this figure's been out for a while, and people are still not understanding. No, you don't grab this and manhandle it and flex it. You just line up the first peg and then twist it in place. Very simple, not going to damage anything. You're welcome if you didn't already know that. Anyway, come over here and flip up the shin so you can fold out the foot, close it up. Shin, foot, close. Go ahead and kind of pry the shoulders apart a little bit. They are pegged in up here at the front of the bumper. You will have to break his arms free. The arms are a little weird because they have two joints, and they're also tabbed in the back here, and this tab sometimes does not want to let go to let the arms move. So go ahead and kind of give it all a bit of a wiggle, get the arms free, and go ahead and pull this whole front section forward. Obvious Rodimus face, but just go ahead and pick this piece up, spin it around, push it back in, close it up, and come to the back here and just spin the windshield around. And there's a tab right here that will tab in to the that side of the hood. And there you have your Hot Rod out of this insanity. And, you know, he's a very simple Hot Rod, but he works. He definitely works. As you can see, really good head sculpt, actually. One of the better Hot Rod head sculpts I've seen. Arguably better than the Studio Series, even, in my opinion. Here, let's actually back that up by getting the Studio Series one. They're very similar, but I just like the slightly sharper angles on this one. And again, almost white. That is a very light gray, but it looks white on the camera. You can see, actually, in a lot of ways, very similar in terms of look. But clearly, this guy does not have nearly the articulation of this guy. And just for fun, here's the standalone Hot Rod from Titan's Return. You know, obviously the line right before this. So most people getting this would have already had this guy. You can kind of see how they stack up. Definitely a cleaner Hot Rod here. So really quick, we'll go over the posability of this mode. Head can rotate until the chin hits the kind of shirt collar thing going on there. Shoulders can rotate on their ball joints, and there is a stock in there to get a little bit of up and down Arms can only go out that far. Full range of motion because of the double elbow. And the ball joint obviously will give you a rotation. The hands, at first they look like they might rotate, but they are actually pegged in there, so you don't get anything there. It's a lie. Nothing at the hips, unfortunately. One single big hip panel to let the legs only kick forward that far. He can do the full splits, though, and then some. And obviously, no, his leg doesn't go back at all. Not quite 90 degrees at the knee, and the foot goes back and forth. Yeah, not the most wonderful series of poses here. Oh, and before I forget, here he is alongside the Commander Rodimus. Obviously, Commander Rodimus is going to kind of win in this comparison. I know this is Hot Rod, this is Rodimus, but whatever. This way no one can say I didn't show these one side by side. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this guy into Rodimus mode. So, first thing you're going to do is come here and fold the head back up. And go ahead and peg the arms back in here, but leave the arms themselves folded back out like that. You will want to keep them out. Fold the legs out like this, have them do the full splits. Open up this panel and fold the foot back in. Rotate the leg around like this, so you've got this part facing forward now. And then, there's no good way to show it, but you can kind of tell there's a little slot down at the inside the knee there and the tab right there. Go ahead and fold these to the side and get that to peg in. And same thing over here. Come to the back and fold this around and fold this up like that. And then we'll get this out of the way for now. And bring in the trailer. So, for the trailer, first thing you're going to do is come up here and pull this section forward. And then up. Bring these apart. Fold these sections down, and there's a little slot there, tab there. Peg that together. Rotate the hand. And there's one of his arms. Yes, there is a little bit of parts forming because, like I said, this is a combiner, technically, in a manner of speaking, from a certain point of view. But yeah, go ahead, do that. We've got his arms now. Come over here and use the fact that these feet are tabbed in to fold the heels out. Then go ahead and untab the feet from the back of the trailer here. Unfortunately, something is messing with my nose, probably a seasonal thing, and yeah, I have to keep scratching a very itchy nose, which means I'm probably going to hit the camera again. But straighten out the legs. There are tabs right here that are slotting in right there beside those orange pieces. Separate the legs from each other. Grab all of this, fold it up, and these will peg in right here where the weapons were being stored earlier, actually. Then just close this back up, grab this spoiler, spin it around, and there is kind of a stopping point right there to help keep it, you know, straight and out of the way. And go ahead and bring this up, fold down the crotch plate. As you can see really quick here, yes, he does have a matrix of leadership. It is removable. It is just like the one with the Optimus Prime I looked at a very long time ago. You can grab a Titan Master or something, plug it in there. You can even pull the head off of your Titan's Return Hot Rod, plug it in there, and give him the matrix of Rotorship. Whatever. A lot of crap you can do with this. This thing's getting tall, so let's see if I can bring the camera up enough to be ready for it. Then we'll go ahead, grab the weird hot rod chunk here. So, what's going to happen is this is going to clip on right here. We're going to be adults and not snicker at that. And then this section here with the roof of the car mode and everything is actually shaped to slot down in the back half here. So just go ahead and get that all lined up. Drop it down in. Peg that in. See, just because we can, we'll go ahead, we'll attach the arms really quick. There are little hooks right here on the underside of what's very clearly about to be the shoulders, as well as these clips here that we'll be clipping on over these 2 points. Getting these on is actually the single hardest part of this transformation. These do hold quite securely, so it is a really good squeeze to get those on. But it also means that he's not going to fall apart after you get him together. Though it also means it's very hard to do at arm's length while recording. Thing to know about this guy, a lot of copies of this figure actually had pretty weak joints. What you just saw there was not a weak joint, it was actually just me pulling on the legs and the pressure I was applying making that happen. That's not a looseness thing, but do keep in mind that yes, this figure was known for being kind of loose. If you have one with loose legs or you get one with loose legs, just splay the feet out a little bit like this. Yeah, it's all it takes to get them perfectly stable. Anyway, now we will go ahead, fold these arms up basically all the way, trying to keep this in shot. There is no good way to do it. He's really tall. Grab this whole section and fold it down. And then the arms will come back here, and these little sections, or the sections from the robot arms, I should say, the standalone robot arms, will actually slot in right here to help keep everything nice and secure. And there you have your leader class Rodimus in his robot mode. And yeah, he's a big boy. Really quick, we'll go ahead, give him his blaster here. It's yeah, this guy is a unit, and I love him. I love him so much. Before we bother with trying to go over Poseability, we'll do a great big group shot with him and the other Rodimi I have handy right now. Many lightings of Darkest Hours is going on here on this desk right now. It's, yeah, this is what happens when you like a figure, or like a character. This kind of thing happens. But yeah, this guy obviously is enormous compared to everyone else, even the Commander class figure. Figure, yeah. But yeah, this guy is a lot of fun. Poseability on him isn't half bad, though it is weird. The head can rotate, no up and down or anything. The head is on this panel here, but it's basically locked in place. Arms can rotate all the way around. You can bring the arms out like that if you want to really mess with things on the shoulder. There is a bicep swivel here, as well as you get a little bit of back and forth from the hot rod knees as well. A little bit past 90-degree bend at the elbow. Get a rotation at the wrist. Once again, single leg panel. Ratchets in the legs, though, so he can kick forward all the way, kick back about that far, but obviously if you want to move this out of the way, his legs will go all the way back. You have a thigh rotation. He can kick out only that far. 90-degree bend at the knee. Then the feet actually are kind of impressive. While the joint isn't always the best in terms of strength, he actually can move his feet forward and back and has an ankle tilt. So that part's actually pretty good. And obviously, if your feet are getting loose, the screw's right there. You can tighten that up, get a little more friction. Or if need be, take the screw out, take the foot out, and, put in some floor polish to tighten things up a bit. Yeah, this is a weird figure, I'm not going to lie. It's very weird. But it does a lot. Because again, this is Hot Rod, this is Rodimus, this is a sports car, this is a Space Winnebago. The only thing it's lacking is a battle platform mode for the trailer when you're using him just as Hot Rod. Obviously, there are some fan solutions for that. I don't cover fan modes on this channel really ever at all, unless it's something I came up with. I've not found a way of doing the battle platform that I think doesn't look awful. And I'm kind of shocked that, at least to my knowledge, there isn't an upgrade kit to, make the battle platform mode work. You can get different hands if you want his hands to be able to actually open and hold his own matrix that's in there. That's really all I know of for this guy. A little bit sad he didn't get more, upgrade kit support, because it probably could have fixed some of the weirdness of him and turned him into something just purely great. But that said, with his weirdness, I do find this guy really, really fun, very much worth owning. I do still give him a recommendation, but clearly you have to be someone like me who's okay with something being a little weird. The Digivolving Optimus that I looked at a very long time ago, it was just clean and it worked. This one, obviously, has some caveats. It's weird. But I still think it looks good. It's fun. It's a quad changer, which is not a common thing. So, yeah, still a recommend, even with its weirdness. And on that note, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. So, thank you guys for watching. And as always, we'll see you next time.